Hey everybody, social media family, being any subscribers as well. I say to any visitors to that being on my own social media channel and likewise chat room or conversation. How are you all doing? Well, hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. It's not better yet to be said to be feeling all right. It's not best of all to be said to be feeling blessed and stressed. More blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You know, you and yours, family, friends, hopefully me and mine. Likewise, as well, all the same. And please do excuse, pardon, or forgive me if I could possibly be butchering the English language or the American dialect for the umpteenth time. Sorry about that. What so I say, regardless of how that my person may be feeling it as the present time, especially in due regard in reference to this one idiot or sick or psycho being of the likes of one of the proverbial neighbors from damn hell or public nuisance is a problem. Neighbors, and regardless of, although I had been informed that this one in particular of a male character supposedly has since moved out of the building or so, it had been reported to me by one of the real estate management personnel representatives, the same one that had given me paperwork documents or walking papers of an eviction notice that this one particular proverbial neighbor from damn hell should have received much rather instead of me, whereas he himself had retaliated out of resentment for my person having complained about him to the management of the building as well as to the police and flipped the script by having engineered or schemed or scam to get me to be receiving some such of the same said in question of the form previously prior mentioned. But then yet I am still hearing the same extreme and excessive noises coming from that apartment. Otherwise, like as if he himself has crept back in to the building to further annoy me or one of his accomplices in crime or the supposed so-called new tenant, you know, could possibly be carrying on from where he and him, where he and, he and his accomplice crashed, but where he had left off, either it's, either it's a new neighbor or one of his accomplices in crime. If not, it is him having going about the same old crap. You know? So disregard or ignore what you could hear in the background, not making reference to any, electronic frequency transmission of a television or radio broadcast, but in making reference to whoever is now the present proverbial neighbor from hell still carrying on with the same crazy effing BS, making extreme and excessive noises of different sorts of types, being the bumping and stomping and dropping things on the floor when they're dragging things across the floor. Uh, you know, the pounding on the walls and the ceilings, in addition to the goose stepping and whatever else to that matter. And where it's in due time, I will, you know what I'm saying? But then, whereas the management of the building take their own sweet time about investigating my complaints compared to how, when it comes to researching that a neighbor from damn hell dragging their butts about doing so. There's a lot of idiots and sickles in this particular building alone. When you have characters like that, that's being the likes who go all out their way to attempt to make other neighbors' lives a living damn hell. Really ignorant and insane persons or characters will go all out their way to attempt to do so. You understand what I'm saying? That's just that's just a real loser of a jerk. You know, you know what I'm saying? Really now. And here it is, like now, an hour before the management personnel were to show up upon the premises property for this public facility. Yet I have to hear all this crap in the meantime, as some such character has cut up once again for the umpteenth consecutive day in a row, and possibly will do so for the umpteenth consecutive night in a row. And like I said, there's a lot of idiots and sickles in this building. Ridiculous. But then I'm just taking a break to compose this video. You all. I know, although you all are sick and tired of hearing about any of the likes of psychopaths, sociopaths, sadomasochists, sadists, cowardly bullies, and terrorist wannabes, proverbial neighbors from damn hell, and I get sick and tired of hearing about them too, hearing their nonsense. That they will go about not only violating their apartment rental leases, but at the same time disrespect the rights and privileges of their fellow neighbors of some or such other residents or tenants. Whereas we bad enough that put up with babies, little crazy monster brats, then to think that a grown adult person could be carrying on misbehaving like so. How much more ridiculous that is. And what I was trying to go about the necessary business, but this effing idiot, sicko, whoever is the neighbor from damn hell now, that's the same one that's crept back in the building to attempt to further annoy me. Then it would have to be one of his accomplices in crime or the new neighbor that's supposedly moved into his old apartment. Still, I was saying, I'm hearing the same effing crazy BS. And whereas before then, I was trying to go about with the necessary business at hand to be taken care of so far as apartment searching, seeing how I had been given moving papers, paperwork documents, eviction notice that this one particular neighbor from damn hell should have received of a character. And that's up until the time I decided to take a break, to compose this particular present social media broadcast video. I'm still hearing the crazy FBS, as I have heard it for the longest before I got online here to compose this here as we have that is so far as a social media present social media broadcast or video line. Sorry if I have bored any of you all, as well as could have caused any of your pain having to hear about this weirdo and sick or psycho once again. But then it is what it is. And I'm going to try to speed dial this your particular social media broadcast video because, like I said before, so I say again, state likewise for the record, because I'm pretty much so, well, let me just put it like this. I'm sick and tired of speaking upon some such matters. Not to mention hearing the crap coming from him that caused me to do so. Real loony, real, wacko, sicko. Man, it's a shame you got people, a person like that, that go all out their way to attempt to make, another person's or other people's lives a living damn hell. You know what I'm saying? That's sad. That has to be a really miserable person, a pathetic, pitiful, miserable person to do that. You know, when a person can be bothered with enough, you know, characters that one could encounter, of social rejects who are finding it so hard to try to get along with their fellow man, then because they're not even so much as trying, let alone doing it, in a positive way. the negative selves, where you be borrowing enough characters alike, supplying privileges and properties of a mass transit of a public transportation system with all of its many different bus and train routes, and likewise as well all the same for atmospheres of places of businesses at any given address locations, be it public or private, then have to come back to the building where you live as one of the neighbors, residents, as a tenant yourself among them, you know, and then have to hear the same, abusive nonsense coming from a certain neighbor in particular for the likes of his dime a dozen kind, continuing to carry on, acting out, misbehaving, you know, to not only violate one's own apartment rental lease agreement, but at the same time disrespect the rights and privileges of a fellow neighbor or fellow neighbors, as the likes of one's kind would come off as that being public nuisances, a problem neighbors, or proverbial neighbors from damn hell. Like I said before, and I'll state it for the record, so I'll state for the record again, that has really truly has to be a rather miserable, pathetic, pitiful person of character to go all out of one's way to attempt to, cause another neighbor or other neighbors so much extreme mental anguish and or physical trauma, by coming off like a public nuisance in a problem neighborhood, a burglar neighbor down here, And misery loves company. I mean, had to hear for the last couple few hours before I got online here to compose this video to get it up and running. The same neighbor bootstrapping and so forth, and whatnot. Like I said, the management of the building, they don't show up until much later for the building premise. Like say, was it 9 something? They show up at 10. It takes some such minutes, and like whereas they don't be here, at some such time where I'm having to listen to this before they show up upon the premises properties or the business office downstairs, and neither nor do they be here at night, especially for the late evening hours to hear this this crank or crackpot as well as idiot, well not so much as crackpot and idiot compared to being a creep. After all, he has or whoever now is taking his place, is still carrying on to further annoy me after one of the likes of one's kind of their kind in particular. That's what I mean to say. So I can't get my words together. After one of the likes of their kind had managed to get me to be receiving paperwork documents of eviction notice, you know, a walking paper that one staff should have received much last there. It gets a little creepy. Though stupid and crazy, but not so much as stupid and crazy as creepy neighbors. A problem is a problem, neighbors from down here. And some of any and every buildings here and there, and some more than in others, and some more and some less. And this is one of those where it would be considered as more, that I've had to put up with this crap for the longest, or for as long as I've been here, practically, possibly since day one. Whereas when I'm first moving in, everything seemed cool. All of a sudden I'm hearing all the boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what in the world? Are you freaking kidding me? Seriously, though? Boom, 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 boom. Like this one Hannibal Lecter neighbor, and this one Hannibal Lecter wannabe neighbor from damn hell. But this how you could really tell the person is really like off one's marker, like off one's rocker is what I mean to say. I say I can't get my words. Are we on the same page? But I think you get the general words. What I'm trying to say, mark my words. This how you can really tell that one is off one's rocker is what I meant to say. Correction. when you don't hear television or radio in a certain particular neighbor's apartment of a place of residence, like as if he's spying on another neighbor to attempt to, vamp upon another or something such other. Especially if within or in one's rather twisted, warped, wicked mindset, one assumes that he himself or she himself, depending on whichever one's gender, has a legit personal vendetta or grudge match with another neighbor that has never done anything to one. And I have never done anything to this idiot, sickle, or more creep than idiot and sickle. After all, he had managed to have me be given the paperwork documents of walking papers of eviction notice that he should have received. Well, as I was saying, yeah, more words or less. But yet, though he could have moved out, well, I'm trying to give the real estate management personnel the benefit of the doubt, lest oneself is decided to play word games or mind games with me and haven't really had a neighbor from down hell pull the wool over one's eyes, whereas one is that much more confusing with him, you know. Whereas, you know, if he moved out, then it has to be an accomplice crime of his, or the new neighbor carrying on from where he had last left off, unless he has crept back into the building, to go about with some or such of the same daily and nightly routine. And then, so far as the representative real estate management personnel in question, they give me the paperwork documents of additional debt on such agency. Well, hopefully one was telling me that of the fact of the matter, unless one just using that as by saying so as a means to try to further, try to see where my mind is at. As if that much more one is confusing me with that the neighbor from hell, or rather a neighbor from damn hell. I want to give this character more credit than one than one is due and what one is due. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, nobody can put on us believers any more than what God would permit. Then why I make this? Well, it's kind of stupid if you look at it one way. Like, I mean, stupid if you think how. I know, like, you all getting pretty sick and tired of hearing about this neighbor male, and I am myself, likewise, hearing his nonsense and speaking upon it. I had to get closure. That's the only why I made this here, particular video. But then you all take care and be safe. Be blessed, not stressed. Peace, love, joy, happiness. I'll get back with you all later. If you have not gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, then get him into your lives now. For people in hell want ice water. I'll see you all later.